are voting for the devil. Don't you know that?
No,
Why are you voting for him?
because I believe he is the moral candidate.
Oh, my God. You for that one.
That's
Moral?
exactly right. That's how your side acts.
Oh, my God.
That's
He's
how
the
you
most
guys,
immoral person around.
in your opinion, that's
Oh,
okay. I'm sorry. Have a nice day. Have a nice day. God.
Politics is filled with emotional manipulation tactics. And the more rational you are, the more you make people money, or the easier you are to guide as pawns. You'll be encouraged to focus on perceived personal character traits of politicians you'll never meet and who don't know you for a very particular reason. It's unverifiable for 99.9% of the population. I've seen several movies with Joe Pesci, for example, but I'd never pretend to know the true character of Joe Pesci or confuse his public perception with being his definitive personality. Much of what you see surrounding politicians is curated, and you only see what they want you to see. They often rehearse answers and have teams of staffers come up with their responses. In other words, politics is one big show that people take too seriously.
For the election, you might as well have been walking up to my head on the way to the polling station, putting a gun to my head, trying to tell me not to vote. And you expect me not to take that fucking personally? You fucking try to overthrow elections with violence, and then you're out here among decent people.
Thanks for
What do
coming
you
out
have to say that, huh? What are your policy prescriptions?
Have a nice day. You've already
Fucking
voted. It's
rapist
good.
rights?
Yeah.
Involving yourself in people's fucking families and their fucking bedrooms?
It's pretty wild.
You fucking animal. You try to steal my vote next year, I'm gonna fucking remember you personally.
Thank you.
In fact, I'm taking a fucking picture of you. Is that all right?
Yeah, you
Permission?
can. Yeah. It's a one-party consent
Shitbird?
state.
Shitbird? Yeah, one-party state. You want a fucking one-party country is what you want.
Hey, sir, how are you? Headed in to vote? Could I get your Republican sample ballot?
Now, don't get me wrong, I understand why. Someone like Trump has a lot of power, and you should be critical of someone like him. However, there's a bit of a performance to him and dramatization that comes from his adversaries in the opposition party. The same way you have your favorite or most hated character in a television series you watch, there are tactics that have you taking the same approach with real people. Now, people are told that they must either love or hate a given politician and ignore being pragmatic about real flawed people that you neither hate nor love. And often with these emotions of loving or hating someone comes the idea that your favorite political character loves or hates you back. There's an entire industry built on fans of television shows meeting their favorite actors in person.
Gina Powell says she was on the receiving end of that. She told me she'd never seen the 82-year-old until she was in her face.
I was just shocked that just the presence of me, and she made it very clear it was my skin color.
Gina was with her friend Mary Jennings doing this, supporting Donald Trump, waving flags and signs, when she said the woman confronted her over her political beliefs and race.
And then that's when she shoved me, pushed me back, and I said, don't touch me. And then, not even a second, she just popped me right in my chin.
Here's how the woman arrested, who hasn't been charged, described it to police.
Was to push her away, and I put my hand to her chin.
And that's when Mary stepped in.
She punched me, but she connected, and, it slammed my jaw shut.
Both women are physically okay, but it's been an emotional toll.
Well, I haven't, wow, to start. I haven't been able to work yet. I'm still kind of in shock.
Edmonds police say they have established probable cause for a hate crime.
I was watching this video from the Standard of Truth podcast, hosted by April Chapman, and she was explaining how a male stranger became irrationally emotional and aggressive with her about Donald Trump. It was a conversation that he initiated, expecting her to say she hates his least favorite character in a political series, Donald Trump, when he was thrown off guard by her stating that she's in favor of what he's doing in his presidency. He became overly emotional, got in her face, and needed someone to intervene to calm him down. But what was fascinating was when he told her that Donald Trump, quote, doesn't love her, meaning Donald Trump doesn't love black people.
I'm in the lobby minding my business. And this black dude comes over to me and he had that look like, I want to talk. And I was like, oh Lord, it's too early for this, Jesus. I don't want to talk, but okay. So he comes over and he sparks up this discussion. Hey, he says, how you doing? I'm like, hey, how are you? Good morning. And then he starts asking all these intrusive questions. For somebody that don't know you, he's just asking questions. So he's making small talk, and I'm not being rude. I'm just being so gracious and accommodating. I'm telling him I'm from Georgia, right outside of Atlanta. Whoop-de-woo, whoop-de-woo. And then I'm thinking, okay, that's going to be the end of the discussion. No, that wasn't the end. His next question to me was, so what do you think? What do you think about, the election and the president and all that's happening right now? I was like, here we go. I said, I'm quite pleased. I said, he's like, well, what do you think about the president? I said, well, I think he's doing a phenomenal job. I said, for the first 30 days of him being in office, I'm quite pleased with all that he's accomplished. I said, I hired him to close the border, and that is happening. I said, I hired him to start finding out where all of my money, my tax money, and your tax money too, has been going. And I said, so I'm very pleased with what he's, uncovered via Doge in an effort to try to save us money and to get a handle on this spending, because that affects my children and my children's children, because that is debt that they're going to have to deal with. I said, I'm definitely pleased with him, rolling back the rules on males competing in female sports. I said, that is a problem for me, and all this sexual perversion. I said, we just needed a reset. So I'm going down this list of all of the things that are currently being accomplished that I'm pleased with. Because why? Like, did I offer this information, or did this person ask me? I'm okay, he asked me. So I'm explaining. This dude gets triggered like I stole his bike or something. So immediately now, he doesn't want to really have a conversation and engage with me as to why I think the way that I do. What he wants to do is decide that this is an opportunity for him to jump in my face and berate me. And I was like, you picked the wrong day for this, homie. So he starts getting all aggressive and getting all loud. And I said, wait a minute. I said, sir, you asked me a question. I said, I am responding. I said, you've yet to engage with anything that I've said. You asked me how I thought he was doing in terms of job performance. I don't really want to talk about this anymore with you. Y'all, this man jumped in my face. He jumped in my face, and I looked him in the eye. I said, first of all, you in my personal space, I'm going to need you to back up because it's about to go left real quick. A client jumps up like, all right, first of all, little buddy, this is inappropriate. Why are you so emotional? The young lady just said that you need to move back and you need to calm down. Y'all, this man was arguing. He was arguing like an effeminate, unhinged, emotional female. And it got so crazy. Like, I am walking toward the door to exit, to get into my Uber. You know, this man walked behind me because he just got to get the last word. I was like, bro. And I was like, I can't. I'm done. And he was just like, he hates you. He don't love you. And I was like, wow. I was like, you think I voted for Donald Trump because I need him to love me? I was like, sir, get a hold of yourself. Why is your self-worth tied to this man who don't even know you exist, loving you or not? I was like, I don't need him to love me. I said, I need him to do the darn job he was hired for. And he's doing that. How he feels about me is inconsequential.
Her response was that she doesn't need a man she doesn't know to love her to do his job or give her self-worth. For this man, Donald Trump isn't a politician, but a villainous character that he can't stand. He hates him so much that he continues to watch the next episode to see what terrible thing he'll do next. But like any television show, what you're seeing is often dictated by producers, writers, and editors. When you read a ridiculous headline, if you read the story in good faith, it's likely not that crazy. When you hear a bonkers narrative about Trump, ask yourself, can the president even do that? And a Google search will show you that he can't. Every addictive television show has several wild cliffhangers to keep you hooked. But the reality of politics is far more boring than people want to believe. It's filled with boring, nerdy, and slightly eccentric types who are often risk-averse. They're not leading men or women on television shows because they're not that interesting. Occasionally, there's some real drama that happens, but trust me when I say that this is stuff you'll never see on television or reported in any publication. It's usually rumor mill stuff and personal stories you'll hear from the horse's mouth that the public would never find out. When you're friendly with politicians and political insiders, this is pretty common stuff. If there's anything I can get across to you, it's this. The people you think are evil or amazing are neither. They're all flawed people who sometimes do good and bad. Some have good intentions, most of the time, some don't. It's a mixed bag. Even the people I'd never vote for, some are probably cool to hang out with. I have people in my life who don't agree with my politics and still love me because I'm not some distant television character. But this is why they must spice up the conversation. The people in the political world aren't that interesting. You're the audience they're manipulating, not informing. If you like this video and you want to support my work, please become a subscriber on my Substack at adambcoleman.substack.com and check out the products of XXXY, just like the shirt I'm wearing here, by going to xx-xyathletics.com/Adam. Thank you, and God bless.